So Forsaken has characters, and those characters have abilities. Now who has the best one? So now the rules. Here are the rules, go read them for yourself, I'm not reading them. So without further ado, let's get started. So now this ability only changes the way 007's clones move, and that's not really useful. So that's why this is definitely the worst ability in the game. Broadcast is basically the same thing as inject, but people will be changing it way more often since two of the sections are actually better, are equally as good, unlike inject or pathfind is probably the best one. So many of you would disagree with me, but honestly, go fuck yourself. But this ability is so low because it just enables skater ability, and that's pretty much all it does. It doesn't do pretty much anything, and sure, that's pretty much all I have to say for this one. So now Hactics is an interesting one. It just gets rid of your weakness, which you should just use in the chase. It's not really that good anywhere else, and plus the weakness goes away after 15 seconds, I'm pretty sure, so it's so low on the list because it's avoidable. Now this ability is really similar to Vandalism, but it is better than Vandalism because it gives you a second life and teleports you across half the map if used correctly. And this can completely reset a chase sometimes. And you don't actually need Ritual for LMS, which is another reason why this ability is so low on the list. Okay, two-time ability is so low on the list. I'm sorry, two-time. But the reason this ability is so low on the list is because people trick stab way more than they actually use the crouch ability. And half the time, I suck at using the crouch. So that's why it's so low on the list. Tripwire, not Tripmine. Tripwire it's not that good. It does help you get further in a chase, but the thing about Tripwire is that killers will not fall for it. They'll see it beforehand and they'll just destroy it, which is a reason why this ability is incredibly low on the list. Plasma Beam is the same thing as Subspace Trip Mine, but in this case, you can use on survivors and it's easier to land, which is why it's above Tripwire. Okay, but guys are probably screaming at your screen right now. Why is coin flip so low? It's basically the entire point of chances, kid. But this ability will kill you more than it saves you because of one thing: the weakness stacks. The weakness stacks literally make this ability so useless and kills you most of the time. Like for example, this clip, I'm full HP, right? But it's not only just has to put out that Nova and I'm dead. This is why this ability is not that good, because it kills you way more than it actually helps you. Alright, we're getting to the good abilities now, the better ones. I really like Slate Skin. It's a really good ability if you want to regain your stamina, but you're almost guaranteed to take a hit whenever you use it. So it's a stamina regen, but you're going to take a hit. And also, I forgot to mention that you can block shots from your teammates, like, gashing wound and other animations that get you stuck in position. This ability is the bane of existence for guest mains. Now, I know it gives you the punch ability, but with 115 HP, you're just better off using your charge ability and not bothering to use punch, because half the time the killer's gonna gashing wound you and you just end up dead. Now, this ability is a pretty solid ability. It just reloads your HP, which could be either extremely beneficial for you or just ass. This is another solid ability. It gives you speed 1, but the argument against it is that you can find Bloxy Colas around the map, but the thing with that is they can't be used in a chase because of how long it takes to chug those Bloxy Colas. With this Bloxy Cola, if you have even a little distance with the killer, you can easily chug it and get a free speed 1 out of it, which is why it's a mid ability, but not the best because of its counterpart. Now, this ability completely depends on who is using Dusukar, because it could be really good if you want to block out massive attacks like Gashing Wound or Mass Infection, but it could be just useless and you can just waste your ability. But there's honestly no downside to using this ability, which is why it's pretty higher on the list compared to the other abilities. Ghost Burger. Now, this is Noob's best ability because not only does it hide your aura during Last Man Standing, it can also, it's easier to loop with this ability. And I'm going to ask you a question. Would you rather chase an invisible noob or a Sheletsky? I would go for the Sheletsky, so this ability helps you get out of chases too. Now, I think this is the better version of Ghost Burger because in LMS, not only it doesn't hide your aura, okay? It teleports you across half the map, which I think is better. And plus, if you see the killer coming towards you, you can always just pop cool UI to get away and make the killer chase the person next to you and let them die instead of you. You know what? This kind of makes sense why 007 doesn't really help his team, yeah. Now, Subsys Trip Mine is pretty similar to his other ability, but it is better because if you hide the ability, the killer's always gonna fall for it because it can attack through walls, so it's really OP if you hide it well. Rush Hour is more of a get out of jail for free card because if you're trapped in a corner, just run away with Rush Hour. It's not really that hard. And you can also use it to go towards somebody to heal them. But who actually uses the ability for that? I have never seen anybody use that ability for that because in Forsaken, it's about yourself and only yourself. So it's a pretty solid ability. Get out of jail for free card. It's a pretty good one. Charge is another one of those get out of jail for free cards, and it's way better than Rush Hour because not only do you knock the killer back, but you gain resistance and the killer game's helpless, so the killer can attack you while you do it, and you also gain resistance, so it's pretty good. Skate. Now this is the best get out of jail for free card in the game, and it's there for good reasons. Not only can it charge the killer, it also has rush hour, bro. You can literally bump into the killer with phase and get speed 3 or 2, I don't know, something like that. So it's basically just rush hour and charge combined into one ability. So what is like literally not like this ability? It's the best get out of jail for free card in the entire game, and it's for good reasons too. Like if you're stuck in a corner, you can either bump the killer back, which I probably wouldn't do, but I would rather just face the killer with skate and get away from him. And also, not to mention, you can do these stupid glitches with skate, like jumping over Jason and some shit like that. But yeah, yeah, I would probably not do that though, because it's not really fair for Jason. Balance the stats for Satan. Fried chicken, the first healing ability on this list. It's pretty solid. If you get like a good enough amount of distance from the killer, you can just heal it up and just, you know, as Shiletsky, you don't need to really worry about taking damage because you can easily just heal off fried chicken. So it's a nice ability to have. Now, dispenser is better than fried chicken because not only does it heal you, it heals every single survivor in the lobby as long as you stand in the green area. And that's why it's really good. It heals so many people at once. And there's nothing really bad about this ability. Alright, another healing ability. Now, for this healing ability, it's automatic. Like, you get so much HP automatically. But the bad thing about it is, no one picks up the fucking pizza, bro. If you see a pizza on the floor, go and pick it up. I don't know why people don't do this. And Ellie can't use it to heal himself, so I wouldn't say it's that good. If Ellie could heal himself with this ability would probably be the best ability in the entire game, but he can't do that, sadly. Activate Battery is the best healing ability in the game, and that's for two reasons. Number one, it can heal a lot of your HP, depends on how many generators you do. And number two, it's auto heals for you. You don't need to stand still in place like Selski's fried chicken, and you don't need to stand in a animation like Builderman's dispenser. So it's an auto heal ability that you can easily regen. Sentry, oh my god, this ability is so good if it's used right. This is probably the most annoyingest thing I've gone up against Killer. It gives slowness to anybody that stands in it. And it can be used by the entire team, not just one person, which is another really, really good thing about this one ability. Alright, top 5, we're getting to the better ones. So, Punch is the first stunning ability, and it is the worst stunning ability in my opinion, because to get Punch, you have to use it after, you have to use a block and then use it. And then after, if you use it right after the block, you get 3 seconds of stunning. But if you use it after, like a long time after the block, it's only 2 seconds of stun. And that doesn't seem very long for a stun, especially since you have to work so hard for it. And like I mentioned earlier, block is just, you do die to it mostly. You almost never actually fall for it. Now, this gun ability has the longest stun in the game, and it would be high on the list except for one factor. a 10% chance of not firing or firing on yourself. If this happens, you're dead. There's like nothing that can save you from this. So slash is one of the better stunning abilities. It's pretty solid. Just land this stun, and it's a free 3 seconds, I think. And it's really good, honestly. It's the better ones in the game, and it can really extend your chase further if you really need to. Now, this is definitely the best stun in the entire game, and the following reasons are why. Now, firstly, this ability, it doesn't have the longest stun. That goes to Chance's gun, having 3 to 4 seconds, I'm pretty sure. And this is more. This is kind of the same thing, but in decimals. But the reason why it's so good is it heals you too. It gives you oblation and heals you, and that's not all it does. With oblation you can also respawn, and that makes us very overpowered. Healing, stunning, and the ability to respawn, it's just awesome. Yes, you've heard me right. The best ability in Forsaken is Clone. And it's not for the reason you think. So, first thing I want to say is that this ability has such a low cooldown of just 27 seconds, I think. And it's so versatile. Like, here's a list of things Clone can do. You can trick the killer, distract the killer, get your teammate out of chases, stun the killer, stall the killer, body block for your teammates, flip a chase on his head, hide your aura from the killer in LMS, and many other small things you can do. As you can see, this ability can do so many things other than just distracting the killer, thus making it the best ability in Forsaken. And if you disagree with me, go fuck yourself. No one gives a shit about your opinion. These videos take a long time to create, so subscribing would be nice. Bye!